It is my opinion, and that I've had for a long time, the man is much, much happier when he allows art to come into his heart and be part of his body and mind. My name is Otalio Soca. Today, I share with you an interesting grassroots artistic populist movement which has originated here in Miami, and I'm proud to be very, very much part of it. For years, I've realized that there is an inherent universality to the concept of collaboration among individuals. In this instance, as a photographer, I have traveled the world and taken many pictures that provoked my curiosity. And today, I've asked other national and international artists to participate in a real artistic-based exhibit, which I call Synergy, Artists in Collaboration. I will be interviewing these artists. We'll get some of the feedback from the people assisting in the project, and some of them that will be attending the exhibit. I hope you enjoy it. I'm going to enjoy it myself. Thank you. For decades, photography has not been entirely welcomed by many other artistic disciplines, such as painting, sculpting. This separation has been going on too long. It is my intention to create a bridge between photography and other art forms. Here I am with Adriano Nicot, who is a local artist who's done very well throughout the years. And I happen to have taken this picture above in Morocco, and he fell in love with it, and I gave it to him because he picked it, and when they returned it, I couldn't believe it. I was so excited. So maybe you can share with me what provoked you to do this.
Mi obra se basa, voy a responder en español, mi obra es muy gestual, mi obra es muy matérica. Aquí lo que he hecho es vestir al personaje con tela de un paracaídas. Entonces es un paracaídas de alguien que estuvo en Irak, y entonces me parece que
he likes to work with material and apply them to his work, and this particular one was done with a parachute for someone who had been in Iraq, and he cut it into pieces and pasted them and created collage.
Sí, y entonces es la fuerza, radica en la textura y en la forma de la tela. Los ojos se destacan mucho y es donde está la fuerza. Es una bella foto y había que intervenir.
He loves the final work with the texture and the power of the eyes of the subject matter, and he's very happy with the final product, and so am I, and thank you for collaborating and thank you for participating.
Thank you for you, I really appreciate it.
No problem at all. You're my friend. Thank you. It is my intention to create a bridge between photography and other art forms. I've had the opportunity to travel the world taking pictures of a reality that provokes my curiosity. I've asked other artists to observe my experience through my photographs and add their own personal interpretation. I'm here with a little dynamite, Ina Estela.
Thank you for that. An explosive comment.
She is explosive. And this is a picture I took in Estonia. And I fell in love with the picture because it has in the back of it 02 Zen. And she immediately reacted to the name.
it caught my attention immediately because I'm into reading esoteric books and everything related to Asian philosophies, especially Buddhism and Tibetan Buddhism and that too, and Zen. And when I got the photo in my hand, it spoke to me. So what precisely I did, I thought of Buddha, and even though it's not related to Zen, it just a conglomeration of ideas that came through. It's just this Asian concept and the lotus flower and the protection of all the beings and peacefulness.
The hens is coming down and with flowers and peace and so forth. For your information, Ina happens to be a wonderful reader and knowledge of philosophy, theory, whatever you know, she knows. And sometimes I feel very little around her.
Well, I'm glad he feels little because he's taller than I.
Thank you for coming and being part of the exhibit.
It's been my pleasure to participate in this wonderful project. Thank you, Otalio.
Thank you. How does it all work? I present a grouping of my photographs to an artist. The artist selects the image which he attracts him or her the most. I then print the selected photograph on a watercolor-based paper and return it to the artist. Here I have Emilio Hector Rodriguez, who happens to be an artist that has exhibited all over the world, from Spain to South America to South Korea. He's been everywhere and anywhere, television, etc., etc. And this picture was a picture that I took in Vietnam of people that were working very hard, and he loved it and he wanted to work on it. And what made you do what you did in this particular?
Well, I used to do photography also. For the first time I started exhibiting photograph in 2012. So when I saw your picture, it brought to my attention the movement and the particularity atmosphere found in the place. So I decided to reproduce your photograph, changing the size, the tones, the contrast, and create a photo collage where I change colors and shapes using Photoshop, but also pencil, coloring pencil. So I try to create an environment where as light as the straws that are in the floor are they are light to gravity, no? So I also wanted to create the personal, the protagonist of the scene as light as the straw. So everything is floating over there. So it was my approach to this creation from Otalio. That was my inspiration.
Thank you for the inspiration. I'm not going to pay anything for that one. Thank you for coming, and thank you for participating. Thank you. I'm very much excited to share with you some friends of mine that have come to our exhibit today. These are international artists. We have a guitar specialist who travels the world, and next to him is his wife Maritza Carlos and Maritza Molina, who's a soprano, and they have a lot of concerts together. And Carlo has his own guitar society. He might want to say what he does with it.
Well, we've been having this non-profit organization, Guitar Society, for 26 years already. And we bring some of the very best guitars to Miami. That's one of our main purposes, to promote the guitar, classical guitar, basically. And also, I perform once a year in every season. And most recently, because we have been married for many years, my wife and I, but most recently, like 10, 15 years ago, I have done duets with her. She's a fabulous soprano, really, not because she's my wife, but she is. And we have had a lot of success, especially in Italy, where, singing is like the everyday thing.
No question about it. And I heard you sing, and you have a beautiful voice. By the way,
Yes, I am pleased always to do something for the society because it's like a refreshment in the middle of the series. Sometimes it's in the middle and the last concert or the first one, but it's always a variety. So the people could hear the things that the guitar can do with another instruments. So this is a repertoire made for voice and guitar. And it's unique because not everybody has a husband that plays the guitar. So I am lucky to have him, and we, it's possible for us to do these things special for me. So.
By the way, they also, I'm very proud to share with you that he has one daughter that is absolutely one of the finest photographers in Miami, and named Maritza Molina, exactly like her mother. So it's a very, very talented family, and I'm happy they're my friends, and I'm happy for their success. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Otalio. And congratulations for your artistry. The creativity is unique because I never saw this idea. So it's very unique, and I want to congratulate him.
That's right. And also, I wanted to say that I didn't meet Otalio just a few months ago. We met when we were very young. Actually, we were like 13, 14 years old. And so I know of his work year by year, and he also sends me all sorts of photographs in Egypt and on top of a camel, everywhere. So
thank you. I appreciate it. At this point, the artist freely interprets whatever his or her vision of the selected photograph without any of my participation. I'm here with Serrano, that's his artist name, and this work has a lot of meaning to me. I took a picture of a cat in Miami Beach. That's where my sister used to live before she passed away. So it cuts real deep in me. And he fell in love with it. And when he fell in love with it, I surrendered completely to his wishes, and he was able to paint something, and he's going to explain what it was.
Bueno, vamos a empezar que tienes que traducir, ¿no?
Primero es una foto que saqué en Miami Beach de mi hermano.
Yo entendí lo que me dijiste. La obra mía tiene que ver con la cosa de South Beach, pero tiene que ver con la cosa erótica y la cosa gay de South Beach, ¿sí? South Beach.
So his work is based on the South Beach, Miami, the erotic scene and the gay community.
Entonces, South Beach es una ciudad que se caracteriza por el erotismo sobre todo de los hombres, ¿no? Que andan sin camisa, con los cuerpos desnudos. Entonces, mi pieza juega un poco con eso.
He likes the erotic behavior of men in Miami Beach, gay men that walk around with a shirt and sexy and very sensuous.
Además tiene que ver con la cosa de los animales, ¿no? De la protección de los animales. Como se puede apreciar aquí, hay una mano acariciando al gatico, es decir, que hay Miami Beach se caracteriza también por la protección de los animales, que hay muchos gatos en el área que las cuidan,
And part of the culture in Miami Beach is the protection of animals. So in this instance, he has a hand protecting one of the cats, and which is part of the culture.
Y nada, yo jugué con la foto suya, es decir, con lo que usted me dio, jugué con el sentido de la cosa erótica y la cosa animal. Es decir, que la cosa erótica para mí es una cosa de un instinto animal. Entonces jugué con todos esos elementos.
He shares the fact that the erotic behavior is animalistic, and he liked the idea of animals and the erotic behavior of the human being, which go hand in hand. I want to thank you very much for participating in this work, and I wish you the best always.
Además, quiero decir que estoy muy contento con la exposición. El montaje me pareció excelente, de muy buen gusto, muy minimalista, muy exquisito la manera que está montada la exposición.
He loved the work and how the way it has been exhibited. It's being a minimalist and very clean and crisp, and he loves it.
Es decir, la forma en que curaron la exposición me parece muy excelente.
The curator did a wonderful job, and I agree with you. Thank you.
Te quiero felicitar por tu gran idea, que demoró mucho tiempo y estuvo un poco incómodo, pero ahora estoy feliz.
Yes, he said that the idea was excellent, but it took a long time. He felt a little bit back in the concept not working, but finally it has, and he's the happiest man in the world. Correct. I agree with you. Thank you.
Felicidades.
Right. I'm here with Pedro Hernandez, who happens to be a sculptor, And I met him, and I like his work. As a matter of fact, I have some of his pieces at home that I enjoy every day. And just to let you know, I took this picture in an airport. I saw this man, and he was irresistible to me. I had to take a picture. And he selected the same picture to work on it. And what did you see, and how did you work?
When I envisioned the picture, I envisioned it was Dali, Salvador Dali. I don't know why, but I had the impression. And then I started doing a collage. So I got from the book from Dali, I got the watches, I got the fried eggs, and the silhouette, and then I got a picture of Gala and Dali, and I drew a window, and I put the picture there. So it's amazing. I love it.
Yeah. So do I, and I was very happy to see it. And I'm going to share with you something that you may not know. While I was in New York, I met Salvador Dali, and we became friends. And I was leaving New York, and I told Maestro, I'm leaving New York, and I want to say goodbye to you. And he said to me, wait a minute. So he went into a bookstore, got a book, The Genius, very famous book of his, came out. He did a Don Quixote drawing on it and dedicated it to me. So when I saw, I was lucky, but I also have a lot of stories about him because it was a daily basis. So when I saw your work, I immediately connected with it, and I want to thank you very much.
I'm a fan of him.
Yeah.
And I just visited Spain about 3 years ago.
Barcelona?
Yeah, no, not just Barcelona. I mean, I went to Caracas and Sitges.
Yeah. And you visited his home?
I visited his home.
Yeah.
It's a gorgeous home.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
And what I wanted to do is, I want to show you a very special person. This is his wife, who was an extraordinary art collector and also research person in Cuba.
In Cuba. I work at the museum.
Yes.
Of Guy.
Yes.
I explain everything in the museum.
There's nobody that knows more about her art than her. And
Margarita Cano. She is working with me.
I see. And I'm so happy to know her. And the thing that I love the most.
Nosotros a todo lo de que Margarita se presenta, porque la verdad que ella ayudó a Pedro cuando llegó.
The finished artwork is then returned to me for the purpose of exhibiting all returned products as a cohesive art movement. I have in front of me one of the most powerful female artists in Miami. She's incredible.
Thank you. I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy of all this praise.
Well, trust me. She moves mountains. And
I try anyway.
And you do a good job. Now, this picture over here I took in Hungary. And I love what I call sequences. And when I showed it to you, you sort of liked it right away. And then you created a fabulous artwork below. And how did you arrive to that?
Well, the minute I saw the yellow chairs, I knew I was going to sit something in there. I didn't know what. I thought either I would sit something a la Van Gogh, or I would sit. This is my iconic figure. He's the Il Commendatore, which is the ghost in the opera Don Giovanni. So from this, now I sit them everywhere. So out of this idea, I've been sitting them in the Roman Forum. I've been sitting them in black and white photographs. So this started something. It's amazing. It's amazing. Thank you.
Well, this lady, and I must share this with you, she also has a weakness for Einstein.
Yes.
And as she goes to China or goes to Italy or goes to France or wherever she goes, Einstein appears all of a sudden. Instead of a graffiti artist.
Well, I am a graffiti artist. That's my street artist personality.
Exactly.
I'm E squared. So, making a play on words, it's supposed to be eclectic Einstein. but it's E Square.
Forgive me.
So yes, that's my street artist name. So I'm no longer like Banksy. Now you know my face. So when you see an Einstein, you know it was me.
Yeah. And if she gets arrested, be sure to set some bond for her to release.
Bail me out, please.
Yes, please. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Otalio. It's a pleasure.
participating.
A pleasure.
All right,
It's an honor.
bless you.
Thank you.
Here we have Charles Bernstein, who happens to be an old friend of mine from art school. We both went to the University of Miami. He was far more talented than I was, and I always admire his painting and his work, and today he's here collaborating with me, and I'm very, very grateful to him. And this picture I happen to have taken in Key West. I like the two animals together, and he selected that one, and he started to work on it. And how did you manage to do what you did?
Otalio, I had several ideas. At first, I was thinking I was going to take a computer modified image from this and warp the image and place it over in this area here. However, I couldn't really bear to hide any major portion of your photo, because each portion to me served a purpose, and therefore I came up with the idea of the circles. I've actually gone over all of the colors and in some cases intensified them with acrylic, and then I used string and a brush and created these circles, which could be lead from a stained glass window or chain link or whatever you want to think that they are. And it preserves the image, and it also carries out the rhythms of the movement of the ducks.
Yes, it does.
And that's what I came up with.
Well, I am very grateful you participated in this effort, and I'm glad you came to the exhibit, and I wish you all the best. That's a good friend for years.
Thank you, Otalio, and I was very excited about this idea. I think you had a great concept and very much followed through and realized by you and all of the artists who participated with you.
Thank you. Many artists are established professionals of the highest artistic reputation. Other artists, perhaps beginners. The diversity of artists' ethnic backgrounds include those born in the United States, Argentina, Brazil, Cuba, Mexico, Uruguay, Dominican Republic, and other nations. Both male and female have had equal interest and access to be part of this movement. I have with me Jorge Rincinco from Argentina, who is here with us, and he happens to be also a very good friend. And as you see, I took this picture in Key West, and he was fascinated by the color and the palm tree. So he selected the picture to paint on it, or with. And how did you arrive at this final product?
Well, déjame decírtelo en español, porque yo trabajo con encáustica y mi trabajo es trabajo dentro del expresionismo abstracto. Entonces,
he works with caustic forms, and he is an abstract expressionist.
Sí, y aquí lo que hice fue ubicar en una serie de juguetes, ubiqué un juguete y después trabajé, como yo trabajo básicamente con wax y oil, que sería la encáustica, y el collage.
What he has done, he picked up a toy and included it into the painting, and he works with oil and wax, and he went from there and...
traté de jugar con la encáustica, cosa que hago en toda mi obra, y hice una especie de collage, ¿no es cierto? Y traté de dramatizar un poco la imagen.
So he created a collage, and try to dramatize what he was doing, which he achieved very easily. And for your information, Jorge exhibits in Miami and New York and other Argentina and many other places. And I'm proud to have you with me, and I'm proud to have you as my friend. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm here with Julio Montaner, which is also a good friend. He is from the Argentina, and we always get into a conversation about rugby and all the things that are happening in each country. He happens to be an architect, but he also is a very good artist. And I happen to be in the Dominican Republic, and I took a picture of a building that was in construction. And when I showed him a couple of the pictures that I had, he fell in love with that one, and he worked on it. So, what did you attempt to do with the picture?
Oh, first of all, I want to thank to be part of this event, because I'm very happy to be invited for this. And second, I'm architect and artist, but from my side of architecture, I picked this picture because it's like a building incomplete. And for this, my first thing was to finish the building. And finish a building with a little romance. And I want to repeat that I'm really very, very happy to be part of this event.
Well, I'm happy to have you here, and I want you to know that a friend of mine in the Dominican Republic, I showed him the picture of the finished product, and he knew exactly where it was. And I tell him that your instinct as an architect and a painter couldn't keep you away from this picture. So I'm happy to have you as a friend and as an artist colleague. Thank you very much for coming.
Oh, thank you. Right. Thank you. I appreciate it.
One of the things that make me very proud about this show in particular is that we have artists from all over the world. This particular woman, a very strong woman, came from Brazil to the show, and she is part of the show. And her artwork appears as our poster for this exhibit. Her name is Bianca Pedereschi. She speaks Portuguese, and her English, she claims, is broken, but her artwork is far more superior than her words. Now, I was always impressed with the fact that when I saw your work, I immediately knew that it was Van Gogh. What made you do that?
When I chose the picture, I just chose it, and when I arrived at home, I looked at and I thought, look at this. This is a cafe that in '88 was so famous, and Van Gogh made a beautiful work. And I thought, right now we have Starbucks. That's
what a pretty smile, huh?
It's an image of all around the world. So I just cut this figure, and I would like to do an homage Van Gogh.
It is an homage to Van Gogh.
Yes. So I did the ceiling and the stars and everything right there. It was an interpretation, a modern interpretation.
It is a wonderful interpretation. I never told you. This picture was taken in Vilnius, and I took it inside of a bus and shot it through the glass.
Wow.
Because the moment that I saw this scene, I had to shoot my camera and record it forever. And thank you to you. Now it's going to be in posterity too. Thank you very
so
much.
Thank you. It was an honor. Thank you so much.
It's an honor for me too. Thank you.
Thank you.
This is an art show full of energy and excitement. It came upon me one day, and I figured that we can collaborate with other artists by allowing my photographs that I've taken around the world to exhibit with other artists at the same time. Here we have a local artist that I consider a good friend and very passionate about his work. His name is Jose Tonarelli, and he's a sculptor. And he had the opportunity to select one of my pictures that I took in Madrid. And it's something that he would explain to us right now. I see a bullfighter, but I see something added to that bullfighter.
Yes, this piece represents my attitude toward bullfights, which I feel they are very inhumane sports. When I saw this picture, immediately I saw the opportunity to express how I felt. So I created this ruedo, and I put the bullfighter, who seems to be somebody who is like an artist on the street. So what I did, I put banderillas on top of him, and for once I allowed the bull to win this bullfight.
Would you be so kind and explain to me how did you build the product? Because it's fascinating that you were able to come with such an intricate.
Well, one thing's built upon another. I started with the picture and the concept. Right away I thought that the best way to show this piece would be in an actual ruedo, which in essence creates a frame for the piece. I used balsa wood and a lot of cardboard and paint, and I created the audience by looking at the old magazines where they had stadium scenes for anything. It could be a meeting or demonstration or a soccer game, and I pasted them all together to create what appeared to be the audience. And then I went into internet and I got articles on the bullfighting and the cruelty of the sport, and I print them all and I create the background for the piece. For the banderillas, what I did is I took some skewers and I sand them down and painted them gold and created this effect of a banderilla.
And finally, I just want to share that I owe one of his pieces, and I'm very happy about it. And I am very grateful you accepted to participate in this show. Here I have a very good friend and one of the most outstanding painters that we have in Miami. He is an abstract expressionist. His name is Baru Salinas, and this is a type of man that has worked with people like Joan Miró, Tapiés, Cuevas in Mexico, tenemos Tamayo, and catalanes como
Hernández Pilluan, Rafael Casamada, Daniel Argimón, and many others.
Is that enough for you guys? So this particular picture I took in Zambia, in Livingston, and when I showed the picture to him, he liked it and responded to it. How did you arrive at including your work in that picture?
Well, actually, the size of the image just dictated that I use an image that I have done many times before from the series The Language of the Cloud, and that's what I did.
I just want you to know that he and I share a love for clouds, and often I stop and take pictures of clouds, and often I share them with him, and he says that's good, that's bad. He is the maestro of our Miami, and everybody that has gone under his education and teaching has done very well in Miami.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming, and thank you for participating. It's my honor.
Thank you very much.
Right. So I was in the Blue Danube on a ship, on a boat, and these people were doing some funny stuff on the show, and I decided to take a picture. By the way, the Blue Danube is not blue. And here we have Marucci Carmona, who was excited by the photograph that I presented to her, and she did a wonderful interpretation. And the question that I have for you today is, how did you arrive at what you have done?
All right, I thought about the Blue Danube, but musically. The walls and all that. And I thought that the lady was too elegant to be just laying there like in a beach or something like that. So I dressed her up with my own interpretation with the laces and the long dress. One thing I was telling you about, I wanted to do more, but I thought that the artist in you was supposed to be there a little bit more than me. Otherwise, I would have changed her face and I would have done more. But I love it.
I am grateful for that, you know.
I guess. I mean, you have to respect the artist.
Thank you very much, and I respect you for the wonderful job you've done. It's very feminine. That reflects your soul and your spirit, and I'm very happy to see you here today.
Thank you, and congratulations. Yeah. It's a wonderful exhibition.
Appreciate it.
Okay.
Thank you. I'm here with Ephraim Oliver, a person that I was referred to, and when I went to his house and met his wife and met his home work, I was very impressed. He was a friend with Wilfredo Lam, and he has some of the work of Wilfredo, original work from Wilfredo Lam, and that left me speechless. He was kind enough to participate in this program, and I'm very happy. This picture in particular I took in Hungary, in Buda, and I saw this lady sitting by herself waiting, and I couldn't resist but to take her picture. That's what I do.
That is the picture you took.
That's right.
Oh, fantastic. I love it. It was very easy for me, you know, to do my part.
You did a wonderful part. So what did you actually do here?
Well, you know, I try to modify a little bit, you know, the face of the lady, because, you know, she has not very good teeth. And then, you know, that is why I put that mask in front of her. And then, you know, I try to use some symbols, you know.
I like the colors, the symbols, though. They're powerful, they are. And with her, I've had very good comments on your work.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Well, I'm glad to have you here, and thank you.
Okay, thank you.
I've taken that photograph, and I've presented it to the other artists, and I have given up right over it for them to do whatever they want with that photography, to interpret what I have photographed. That excitement that provoked me in the first place will be transferred to them. Then the second step is they pick the photograph that provokes them, the one that excites them. They do the transformation and they bring it back to me. At that moment, I can't believe it sometimes what they have done. That is a wonderful experience. Thirdly, and the most exciting part of it, is when we present this to the general public. So it's a full circle of art. Me providing it to another artist doing his work, returning to me. I love it, and then both of us present it to the public in general. And that's what you're going to be seeing today. Thank you.